How you
You
doing?
know, obviously, there's so much this first few weeks have been kind of trying to get the line gelling, get guys together. Now SEC
Hmm.
plays here. I guess just
Right.
how close do you feel to ready to play SEC ball?
I believe that we've been ready since day one going into fall camp, and then especially coming out of fall camp because when we're going up against the defensive line and how great they've been doing so far, it really makes us to where we're already going to be ready for SEC play. So,
Hey, morning, Austin. How you doing?
good morning. How you doing?
Oh, pretty good. Fall weather coming, big SEC game, lot
Yeah.
to be excited about.
Yes, sir.
The noise in Mississippi State, those cowbells and everything. How do you guys deal with that on the
Uh,
offensive line?
With the cowbells is for every away game that people might not know is that we bring out these big speakers bigger than I am, more than like two, three, maybe sometimes four, and they just blare it and they bring like so if it's Mississippi State, we'll be hearing nothing but cowbells every team period, and it's ridiculous. It's you're hearing it in your ears and like you're so they're doing a great job of just getting us ready for that and being able to go into that game environment because really we haven't been in an environment like that since 2 years ago, pre-COVID. So I think we're going to be perfectly fine with it.
Do you become numb to it after a while? Or
Yeah, most definitely. And then whenever you're getting on the plane, you always hear a little bit of the after ring from the cowbell. So
Hey Austin, Will Scott here from the app. Hope you're doing well today.
doing well. How about yourself?
Hanging in there.
That was good.
With Jack Besh, obviously he had such a good game last year. It
Yep.
seems like he's just been coming on, coming on. Was there a moment, maybe during fall camp or something though, where you realized like, okay, this guy's going to be pretty good?
To be honest with you, it's like when I look at all our receivers, it's ridiculous because all of them make the same plays and it becomes like the norm during practice. All of them make the one-handed catches. All of them make the one like Dion did over somebody's head. Ridiculous. So like when you look at it, it really doesn't mean like it really doesn't make you feel like man, this dude's gonna be great. This dude's making plays. Whenever you really combine and you compare everybody's effort, and everybody's play, it's all like similar. And then whenever y'all see it and we see it on Saturdays, everyone's like, "Oh my God, where did this guy come from?" Where we've been seeing it all week. So
Hey, Austin, this is Glenn West here. Hope you're doing well. I wanted to ask you about the running game last week. I mean,
right.
it really seemed like when Corey was in there, you guys were just
Mm-hmm.
able to find something with him. How much of that was just, I guess, him making a play, and how much of that do you think was, the offensive line being able to open up some holes there for him?
I believe when it comes to, I've said this in past interviews, and when it comes to who's in the backfield, even like, it doesn't matter really for us because it could be anybody from Corey, it could be Ty, it could be any of those guys. We don't look back and say, "Oh, he's back there. Let's make a better block," you know. And it's just he has a natural instinct and a natural like playing ability, kind of like Clyde was whenever he was here. It's similar to Clyde's play. So I think it's just him making great efforts. So.
Hey, Austin, Sheldon Nichols at the Advocate here in Baton Rouge. BJ Ojolari, what have you seen from him from last year to this year? Coach O was telling us yesterday that they've moved him a little bit further out
Right.
from the tackles. How much does that give you a problem in practice when you like in fall camp? And what kind of athlete has he become?
BJ's been a freak athlete since he's been here, since day one. Even whenever he was a recruit, I could tell like, yeah, this dude's gonna be special. Seeing him whenever he would come on his visits and stuff. But over the years, he's been able to gain a little bit more muscle tone that you see like this year compared to last year, and then his overall like consistency of all his reps, all his technique and everything is just it's gonna grow as long as you are here and you are taking the more reps that he's been doing. But overall, he's not. I don't think he's surprising anybody. He's just living up to that potential that he had coming in. So.
But moving him a little further
Right.
outside, does that make him more dangerous? I mean, obviously.
Well, yeah, most definitely because he has the speed and he has some crazy strength that people don't really know about that he'll try to get you on that edge and then he'll just try to do different things and you really don't know what to predict with him. So.
Thanks.
Hey Austin, hope you're doing well, man. I know people try to say, last year was last year, but how
Right.
much is the game for 2020 on the minds of the players heading into Saturday?
Talking about oh yeah, you're talking about Mississippi State, correct? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's more of like I would say more of like it's something that yes, it's gonna be on our mind. You know, it's gonna be something that's gonna like push us this week to basically like bounce back from last season because everyone knows how that last season went, and then we just don't want to make those same mistakes that we look back on the film that we know which mistakes we did make, and we're just gonna learn from that.
And also, Coach O, last week they preached about, getting the tempo up, and you guys seem to have taken that next step this past weekend. But what's the next step after that following the Central Michigan game?
I would say it's going to be the tempo as well. Just keeping that tempo up, keeping defense on their toes, keep them on their not on their heels, not on their toes, on their heels actually, because we're going to keep on going that tempo, and then it's wearing them down until we're just going to pop out with a big play. So.
Hey, Austin, Jarrett from Tiger Details. You mentioned some of what BJ brings. Right. As Mason gets more work on the end, over tackling on the outside, what sort of problems does he pose for a tackle, whether you're trying to block him in practice all week or opposing guys on Saturdays? Something that's going to stand out with Mason from his play. It's kind of like the same thing that works in Ali's benefits, that he's a bigger guy. Ali's a big guy, but Mason's a big guy, but he's more of like the hybrid between the D tackle and the defensive end, And a lot of people don't know is that he actually played. I learned this last week that he actually played more defensive end in high school than he played D tackle. So I think him having that big body, but having that fluid natural rush as a D end is going to be very dangerous. So.
Austin, you mentioned how the freshman receivers are looking and whatnot. Right. I mean, even going back to like Jamar and Harris, they took a year to get going, right? Or Tayshaun took a little while. I mean, do these freshmen seem almost just more ready than what you've seen your time here?
I would say that it's just we have so much more like talent, and we have all these old guys that are taking in, and then we're combining all of our efforts together, and like the receiving room, it's just crazy because like. All of them are like freaks. All of them are like freak athletes, and they have their one thing. But then you slowly see each week that, he's doing this thing that like Kayshawn. Kayshawn's doing something that Chris or doing something that Jack or all those guys are doing. It's just weird because you have all their expertise in like what they do, but then they start rubbing off, and it's like they're all using these little tools to put in their toolbox.
Yeah, kind of a follow-up on Jack. I mean, he's been playing, he's only like about 6'2". He's not really like a natural tight end, but he's been kind of playing that spot. And it seems like y'all been using him to like chip defensive ends and things like that. Yeah. I guess just what do you see and how he's able to blend those roles together? How effective has he been in that, and how does it kind of fit his skill set? Extremely effective.
You say he's 6'2", 6'3", but that Jack is literally jacked. Like he came in, he's yoked up. But he also, which helps him be able, like you said, with the chips, being able to be aggressive, be physical when he got to, but then also being able to be the elusive athlete that he is and be able to get in space, make plays like he did this past weekend. So.
Oh, quick follow-up. Is the chips from the tight end, is that something y'all implemented over the last few weeks after y'all kind of said how you might not be able to just go 5-on-5 like you had been in the past, or is that something y'all have done from the get-go?
We've always done that. We've done like. From the 5 years I've been here, there's always been chips. So, yeah.
Austin, Coach said that in the first big test of the year against UCLA, you guys didn't play well as a team. Is this kind of a reset to kind of see where you're at and how much you've improved?
Most definitely. When you go into SEC play, there's nothing to be hidden. There's not gonna, like they say, the big eye in the sky don't lie, and that's the same thing for SEC play. You're not going to be able just to, like, over-talent yourself. Everyone has that talent. Everybody has those 4- and 5-star recruits. Everybody has that SEC talent to where it's just going to be that real, like, ultimate test to see if we've made those improvements in week one. So.
Do you sense something different in the building and on campus around your teammates that, hey, we're going into SEC play? this week?
Everyone's excited. Everybody's extremely excited. For campus-wise, I wouldn't know because I'm taking all online classes. So I'm always at the house relaxing, and then I just come up here. So, to be honest with you.
Thanks, Austin. Thank you, sir.
All right.